Mind taking a break? No. I think everything is going to be pretty short, especially knowing I'm not going to be doing, I'm not going to be doing random battles. So anyway, we got the book and the key. This is of no surprise that you do whatever, and of course this person is just snotty. Why don't you just ask somebody else? God, everybody has sass. I must have been in a bad mood. Well, I guess you'd be in a pretty bad mood too if you had laryngitis. Of course, in this version of the book. Hey, I've seen you around. Why do you approach me? Of course, that's when Luther asks about Clayton. Indirectly? Anyway, I found this with a key. The book hasn't been around for years, from what I can tell. Let's see if I'll be able to decode that language. You say the sea came with a symbol, blah blah blah, the edge of town. And of course, he doesn't give you any advice. Other than I'll be here if you need anything. Guys, I'm telling you this now. The mansion is so much better in both even beta and gamma. And gamma was actually inspired by the censor state. Because at the time, Clayton and I were, we're joking about Resident Evil. And that doesn't mix when you're doing an RPG. So yeah, you can tell not really much to say here. Not really a whole lot to say here. So, here's the very uneventful upper stairs of the mansion that you're just gonna go through phases. It really wasn't that all that great. However, this whole concept, if you have not noticed, was actually re-implemented in a better stature in Gamma. So, the puzzle here, more or less, stayed. Tick-tock with time. As does with time, only 3 will open the door, only 3 will be in the cycle. For blood that was created, death awaits, only in death opens the door to the key of life, blah blah blah. Everybody knows that one by now. The ghosts, more or less. Yeah, I wish this emulator could really emulate the monsters better. But it was the only video card that was gonna do whatever. Don't worry, I'm not gonna fight him, because I'm only level 1, I'm gonna die. Well, technically, I put myself still on visibles in case they wanna go in preemptive. But the ghosts used to be accompanied by their own little minions, and that's just something that I don't need. I wish it would work better. But I like the effect of that. But I figured because of everything that was in order, it'd be better off as a puzzle. And of course the puzzle, being how simple you wanted to make it. Now let me reiterate that, because a lot of people seem to have trouble with it. It's really not that hard if you use your brain. So, these areas haven't really changed much. But guess who you get to meet here? Yes, you actually get to fight her. Now, Gamma, she'll just defend herself, by the way. I don't know if you want to go and see that, but she doesn't attack you. You attack her. That was taken out completely. She's just so adorable. It's just the emotes here between these two. So great. She looks more like a fairy. But then again, I don't know, making fairies is a hard task. Anyway. Forgiven! Heart. Well, sorry for yelling at you. Here's the cinnamon roll to Luther. Don't ask that term. Anyway, so how long have you been here? My name is Ellen. I got separated from my friends. I just got stuck here. They won't enjoy me until you find your friends. It's the least I can do after attacking you. Really, thanks. Blah blah blah. Yeah, these guys really didn't have a lot of interaction. Just let's do and get done. There was no implication of save points either, because you could, quick save. Anyway. Talk. This is young. Oh, it's a young ghost, of course. Just giving that. Again, this was actually kind of uneventful. You're just going through the motions. I'm very glad that I changed it into what it is now. I guess would be the way to say it, because at least there's more dialogue, and it had more of an importance, or somewhat of an importance. TikTok. Yeah, not very eventful. Ellen. I like the concept of her being a fairy and a magic user. The first kind of magic user you would run into, I guess, because Luther at the time didn't have any magic, and I thought, you know, giving him a magic user, having her be the fairy and whatever. I don't know if it's cliche or not, but whatever. She has an important role. Now, let me go ahead and demonstrate here a little bit. On the ground, I still re-implemented into the map. It represents a sort of sand and an hourglass. Now, with every area, that changes, of course. And of course, if you go and touch this, it won't hurt you. Logic! Anyway, love is supposed to hurt you, Luther. But yeah, I thought it would be a nice concept. It wasn't really something necessary to point out, but I like doing that, kind of like making Space Invaders instead of 4, because I used to do that in The Sims. But anyway, just going through all of these right now. Not really all that exciting. They don't have any dialogue. They just kind of have you go through the motions, which I'm kind of glad that I gave them a little more purpose. Kind of glad I gave him a little more purpose. Oh god, so uneventful. I can't believe something like this actually ended up taking me like a few days to sit there and nap all of it. Of course, at Alpha, you get all 4 of them and you talk to death. Or however, so again, not that eventful. They all just say the same thing. And this whole area got revamped, and I like the revamped area a lot more better, I guess. You have done well, Luther. Oh, darn it. Entangled in wires, oh no. Hang on a second. Hey, James? No, go lie down. Sam, don't aggravate her, please. Jameson, you need to get along with your brother. Which is weird to say. Anyway. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I have 2 cats that are trying to adjust to each other and it's not going well. And of course, I wanted to implement that Luther at first didn't recognize death, but I'm just like, screw it. It happens. So, it's been a while, blah blah blah. Change music here, thank you. You know where he disappeared off to. Dialogue was much better in Gamma. You're my assistant. That would be me. I thought you said you were stuck here. You were separated from your friends. I lied, sorry. I don't know why that's funny, but it is. Both of us were. Of course, the whole battle with death is still a thing too. He had his own little minions. Yeah, that's not eventful at all. Let's go ahead and skip that. We have your permission, but we know where to start, but not with the butts, not with the butts. The danger is being pwned by fairies is not something I enjoy while playtesting this game a long time ago. But it's always something I will remember, because magic and trying to figure it out on this engine was a pain. Fairy forest. Ellen, don't worry. Blah blah blah. Let's just get going. Being pwned by fairies will forever be an inside joke that I can never share with anybody. Now, if I do plan on end up continuing, I guess, what Alpha is, this area will open up to you guys, and so I can show that to you sometime later, or however, if anybody's actually interested in me just commentating over all of this and seeing where the game would go. I don't know. But anyway, I'm more of a Chrono Trigger, don't get yourself involved in overworld battles, and oh my god, this forest is so unamusing. If I could get around trees. If I can get around trees. Very uneventful. Doesn't have as yeah, it's boring. Hey, we had limitations, we worked with limitations, we had fun. Isn't that kind of like the deal? That's like always the deal. You should always have fun with what you do. Look, you can see the Earth Castle from here. Now, Uriel, or Yreel, or however you want to pronounce it, this was totally redesigned too. Maybe a small town, but it has all you need. And of course, this town sucks too. Mainly because there is nothing special with that well in the corner. At least not yet. Just a well. Of course, that was a reference to the very first Final Fantasy. Let's go and check out the randomness inside here too. Yeah, you can tell it wasn't that great. Now, I originally wanted Yreel to do whatever else, but Clayton wanted a princess to be inside the Earth Castle and be like, oh, it's my dad, blah blah blah. And I was just like, no, let's just make it to where she's like, oh, I know what the hell's going on. Now these guards are interesting because I implemented dialogue with Oblivion. I love Oblivion. Civilians are not allowed to be permitted to this. Of course, you go and talk to him, he doesn't talk either, so you can go to hell. And then of course they're like, hey wait, you look like our Grandmaster Samuel. Please, it was so much better in Gamma, as they kind of stopped. And of course, how they look. Mechs. I didn't really have a lot to work with. They didn't have anything from what I could tell. Go back there, Luther. I want to go and demonstrate something. Even then, I probably don't want to barge in after killing those guards because I have more than I can handle. That's something that Luther more or less kept to himself, but I felt Ellen chiming in and giving her bubbly personality insight. So yeah, this chick just eventually became what she is. You try to get into the castle? No, I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway, if me not over, be careful, there are monsters, come with me, blah blah blah. And she ends up leading into the well. You should prepare yourself before going through. Of course, I'm not going to because it's not necessary. This area hasn't changed much. I just more or less gave it a go in a little pizzazz. And more or less, I made sure you had to get a lantern before you went in, and oh my god, it's so terrible. I like how you could walk behind this. God, this place is a lot shorter than I remember. The castle's uneventful too. There are no trolls. There are no guards. It's just you waltz in. Now, I'm gonna give you a long piece of information by the time we return this area. This castle is more of a maze. I'm not gonna go through this maze. I'm gonna give you a nice blade that I don't need. And here's Mathis, who, of course, was redesigned and given a better stature through his castle. I know you've heard this well before, but I've been expecting you, Luther. You were once of the group that assisted in capturing Kirsten to bring back Samuel 5 years ago. So the MacGuffin of Kirsten being that kind of plot point was more or less dropped. Or at least most of it was. We achieved the goal of your friends who had tried saving her. Wasn't too long after she tried saving you and your friends. It didn't take long for you to fall down the hill. With countless jobs you thought may lead to Christian. Tell me, how are things faring after leaving your friends Ivan and Minra? You have no right to know. Besides, they're safe for the time being. You mean by staying away from you and them atoning for your sins? You know well it wasn't my fault Leia died. It was Samuel's dog, the one who was once a mercenary knight like me. Should have been Mercen, but whatever. Because Mercen is more like a pronoun. If you were to describe someone, Mersa is the society. It was people like you who twisted certain Mersa, often changing their current appearance, altering their skills. Elgin, my best friend, and one of my very favorites of the goddess, had resulted in dark magic. He was thrown out of Mercen blood, and more of the enraged. Samuel had known quite the plan that would include the stage being set up, which is a bit of a spoiler, but then again, I kind of implied that in beta, and I got rid of that scene by Gamma. I plan on re-implementing it, I just don't know where. Anyway, Samuel managed to convince Elgin, brand me traitor, killing the goddess. I thought I was lost. If it wasn't when it was then Kirsten offered something I couldn't refuse. She knew the truth behind who was killing her sister. It was Kirsten's own will that she sealed away Samuel and tried to clear my name. You then stepped into the middle of things, teaming Dark Mercen to capture her. Too bad she disappeared, Luther. It's time to give up before you get yourself killed and your friends believe what they wish. There are now 2 reasons you won't be alive to hear why I pursue the past. And of course, these 2 eventually morph themselves into knights. Nope, I'm not gonna fight you. You have grown stronger, Luther. Heed my words and listen. If you continue the way you do, pursuing your past will only lose more of the present. Do not lose yourself. Tie to loose ends, but do not linger. I don't know, at least that was epic. I guess. I don't know if you want to call it epic. Now, originally, I made it to where you could go ahead and grab the Earth Stone here. It wasn't called the Sphere at the time, it was called the Stone. And I had applied, maybe somebody dropped it and whatever, and eventually that was scrapped. And the whole towers came into play, I guess would be the way to say it. Sam, are you okay? You poor thing. Is James still picking on you? Anyway, so this castle wasn't as impressive. The way that it was built, it was terrible. This castle was terrible. So was the one being re-implemented in beta, and then Gamma. Oh my god, Gamma and how I rebuilt that was amazing. So now you can tell the fairy forest and whatever is connected. I have to head up the Dika Cave here. Dika Cave more or less is completely changed to where you have chests and everything, but you don't have any puzzles or beasts indicating about the other future endeavors that you'll encounter here. And not a whole lot of excitement other than the Earth Guardian explaining how old lore was until I changed it to where Ivan had created the Guardians. I needed more purpose for a lot of the characters. Anyway, hello human. You appear human, and yet I sense something different about you. This might be interesting. Explain yourself. I am an Earth Guardian. After the so-called Earth King acquired powers from the stone, it was merely destroyed by him and another. Kirsten created the Guardians to protect and seal away the powers, and in doing so, protecting what is left of the natural order. How long ago did Kirsten create you? Only a few years back, and by the tone of your voice it indicates you know her. Indeed, my name is Luther. Sir Luther from the Mercen Knights. If you claim to be so, forgive me, but I must test you. If you fail, I can only bring you back. I cannot bring you back. It would mean the end of your existence. Now prove yourself, blessed holy man. Of course, I like this design. I love that design. Can't use it. Of course, he gives you experience. You're getting the written, Sir Luther. It is such an honor, but I'm not the only one. There are others. Do not believe they are a problem for you, but before you live, I wish to give you his only hope. Oh, what's it then? Kirsten is still alive. Continue on your path for a certain night, and you will find her. Do not give up. Now go. Meet with the others and test your strength. A gift for you. Experience will give you knowledge to push on. And this is where the other episode ends for now, because I'm gonna finish up with the Earth stuff. Woohoo! So I'll be right back.